Acho
Pronto.
que agora sim.
Hello, welcome to the Red Room live, everybody and nobody. So today we're going to talk about my vagina.
The
It's a
cursed
book.
vagina.
Yes, my cursed vagina. And since we are on the topic, I want to show you the
Pussy.
pussy, our newest pussy.
And she was cursed also.
Yeah, she was cursed. She had allergic reaction to frontline, and she has this huge burn, but she's a lot better now. She's alive, and she's gonna go away.
She
No,
didn't die.
yeah, okay, we can go there. So labiae, oops, kitty,
Labia.
crazy. Labia, yes, I want to call it labiae, but yeah, you say
So-
it's Pig Latin.
Yeah, Labia was released today through Big Geek Emporium. The cat is trying to destroy it. It will be released later.
In drive-thru,
In drive-thru.
and then it will be available in Lulu.
Yeah.
And here's another cat. There are cats everywhere. So it's actually, in spite of the name, a dungeon. My first dungeon, so it's not very
Makes sense.
big.
So
Of course
there's
it
a
is.
vagina and then there's a whole.
Exactly. But you actually, that would be a good idea. Damn it. You should have suggested that first. You actually don't go, inside the vagina. Well, that will...
Maybe
no, that's not in the adventure, but it could be.
it could be.
That will stay for another one. So it's a small one, and here's another cat. How much pages did he got? 20 pages?
20 something.
Yeah, I didn't feel very safe, doing a dungeon since it was the first one. I will try. If people don't say it's awful, well, you can't say that my vagina is awful, because that would be,
Offensive.
yes, exactly, and misogynist and mansplaining, probably. But I'll try to do better next time.
Do better.
Yeah, I'll try to do better next time. Not in that point of view, but I'm finishing something, another adventure for bastards. This one's going to be the goat lady.
I'm not sure if you talked about that.
We talked. I don't know if we talked
Maybe.
a lot. Yeah,
Let's talk about it again.
Yeah, this one is bigger, so it's not a dungeon.
Nope.
And the cat is trying to do stupid things. It's based on a Portuguese folk tale. It had to take a lot of changes because
No, I think there are more folk tales similar to the Portuguese one. The main difference is that the Portuguese folktale was then
adapted into a movie.
no, not just that. Before that, a Portuguese historian and a writer lived in late 20th century, 19th century. Sorry, he wrote it a literary version of it, and then
it was adapted
why
to
it's
a film.
kind of
So
famous.
there is.
Oh yeah, the movie has a peculiarity. It was directed by a guy who was also a writer. He's probably the one person in Portugal that has written and directed fantasy and horror and science fiction movies. So he was kind of a crazy dude. No, not really.
He was boring, right? You met him once.
He worked at how do you say that? Câmara Municipal?
At the mayor's office.
Yeah, mayor's office.
Something like that.
I'm not sure what he did there. I think he was a bureaucrat. Well, anyway. This week, the release will be the one which is already, well, the vagina, of course.
Yeah, my vagina was released.
And next week, probably, very likely, will be the goat lady, or not, I'm not sure.
If you're going to be able to do it in a week or not.
Not just that.
Depends.
Is that the title? Goat lady?
I think the goat feet lady doesn't sound good. I prefer the goat lady.
That's. I was checking what's the name of the.
Or lady goat.
How did they translate the? Well, it wasn't really translated, but there are some articles online about the Portuguese folktale, and they call it the goat feet lady.
Okay, well, you're the editor. You call it whatever you want.
If you think the goat lady is a better name for it, it's goat lady.
Because in the cover, she also has goat legs. She doesn't shave, so let's just call her the goat lady.
Okay, goat lady. What else?
Well, we are working on space, and then I'm gonna start. Well, I'm gonna have to go back to work, unfortunately, next week. But I'm also going to start. Yes, the one that actually gets the cat feed. fed. But I'm gonna start writing an adventure for Epoch. Yeah, someone is just joined our boring conversation. He just missed the best part.
Okay, so about space. Joanna left.
Yeah.
About space.
Sílvia wasn't really showing her vagina.
Yeah.
That's a misleading title.
That's the third person who
Yeah.
came here and left immediately. So that's it. About space. I'm almost finished with the first part of it, which is writing new stuff, writing new rules. There will be, as we probably mentioned before, no setting, at least not a full setting, just
a little bit, so you feel better.
Yes, and then I will write that setting probably. Well, not exactly after, but some time after. But it's basically I'm already working or trying to work on the cover. It's not entirely easy to do one. It sometimes is. Well, it depends on the luck I have in finding good images, good art.
And squeezing right them out of Midjourney.
Now I'm doing Midjourney, so it's there. It will come. I don't really have to look for it. I just have to try and wait until it's perfect. And this time I'm a little more demanding from it because it's fifth game. I'm not good with numbers. Fifth game.
Yeah, Bastards, Country, Epoch, Exploitation, Flash. It's the sixth game.
Okay, so it's special. It's
yes.
The sixth game. It's even more special. And it will be, as maybe we mentioned before, this is almost the thing that doesn't exist, which is Ratchet role-playing game, the generic rules. This is the closest thing that will be to a generic system for Ratchet, because since it's space and space opera, and there will be primitive planets, or that's an option, of course.
There can be primitive planets.
Yeah, if you want to. So that's why there are rules for that.
Shamans,
for magic and
shamanic
magic and melee weapons and ancient armors and
there can be
and
any
then
type of
psionic
animals.
And yes, of course. I'm not going to list animals because it's space opera. And the animals would be
I was thinking about dinosaurs and stuff like that, so anything goes.
And obviously there will be futuristic weapons. Some are from Ratchet New Flash, the same sets of armor, future armor. Also, I didn't go too crazy about that technology, so it won't be too different from New Flash, but there will be. Of course, there are spaceship rules, which there weren't in New Flash. Actually, vehicle rules, because they should be the same. Vehicles, regular vehicles, and spaceships. So this is it will end up being a large volume because it's plenty of rules there. Probably the same size as Ratchet Epoch, but not as much as this here. This one is big. Since we are talking about this, there were some problems with printing. We mentioned that before. I tried there were some problems because somewhere in the US, apparently there's a problem. Not everywhere.
There's a lot of problems in the US right now.
Yeah, well, there are always problems everywhere. But okay, this problem in particular, this one that affects me. So apparently, even though talking to or emailing customer support didn't solve anything, I just said that Calvanani is here.
Hi, Carol.
Hi.
Hi, Mark.
Here. Yeah, hi, Mark.
Hi, Carol.
There was someone looking for him, right?
Yeah, Emil Strauss. Yeah. I don't know what he's. Yeah, that's his name in Facebook, right?
Yes. I think so.
He's looking for you. The OG Game Master.
So we are messengers. He probably
Connecting
knows.
people.
He probably knows
Yeah,
already.
but
What was that? Yeah,
you're complaining about the
printing,
person
yes.
in the printer in the US that
Yeah.
doesn't know what
Okay,
they're
so
doing.
I tried to explain that there was a.
Pass me the water.
Oh, they're connected. That's good. So we had a problem. For a while, I sent the proof copies from Lulu to someone in the US because they were taking a lot of time to reach Portugal. But they were
They don't know where Portugal is.
yeah, probably. But they were also taking a lot of time to get there. So now I'm going to send them to a guy in the UK. I think well, it's not really just a guy. You probably know him because his name appears
Joe Coombs.
in most books. So that's the guy. There's
Our copies and Joe Coombs' copies are perfect. So
yeah,
the problem.
But that guy in the US had the problem. I'm going to try to explain. So you look here, and these margins here, they look nice, right? Well, maybe you don't like them, but they look okay. So the problem is that there were stripes, white stripes on the margins.
And
I
it
think
was random. I think it was random.
kind of
One
random,
of them
yeah.
it was random. It was below, on top, on the
Yeah,
sides.
below
It
on
was a
top, on
mess.
side. It depends on the. I think it depends also on the books because it wasn't just on this one. Probably more obvious on this one in this one, but there were two other books.
The double feature
Sisters
in
of
the
the
sisters.
yeah. So for a couple of days or more, I just took them out. Probably no one noticed, but then I found out that they were being sold in other places, and the printing was fine. So I was trying to check what happened, and well, the reason that sometimes that happens is when you are doing the layout. This is boring, but I'm
Yeah,
going
you're
to
gonna start talking about. I'm sick of hearing about the spread, but yeah, okay.
So there's something called the bleed that means that there's a margin. Okay, I'll shut up in a while.
You can, but this is the last time we're talking about this.
But I never talked about it.
I don't know. Maybe you did.
No, I don't think so. I'm just. I need to explain this.
Yeah, explain it.
Okay. So the bleed is a margin that goes beyond this margin here that we can see, and the purpose is when they have to trim the pages sometimes, and if they trim it, there must be something beyond so they can trim.
Beyond.
Not the beyond. Okay, so if you don't allow that those margins to exist, they just put some
White margins.
White margin, and it usually it's not a problem because most books are white. But
yeah, but you have the.
Not just me. It's something common in role playing games. Not other books, probably not novels. Those are usually white, and even if the paper isn't entirely white.
Novels are racist. I'm sorry.
Yeah, everything is racist, you know. So what happens is that they were putting those margins, even though I have followed their specifications, but then I couldn't explain that to their customer support because
you could explain. They just didn't understand.
Yeah, maybe they didn't understand. Maybe they couldn't care less. But I tried to tell them that I was following their specifications, but they said no.
Where did the books come from? That printer is in Maryland. I don't know if it was Maryland, why I got it in Alabama, whatever. So if you're printing from Alabama, if you're ordering POD from Lulu from Alabama, they can come.
Probably I don't. That's not the place because I don't know. Is there a printer per state, or perhaps not? Because probably not, because they are taking a lot of time to get there. So it's probably not there. It's probably in another state. I don't know. Well, anyway, we can predict this. So if you get this is the reason I was.
It's not your fault.
Going to explain. No, not just that. If you get a book from Lulu, not just mine, because this could
it could happen to
anybody. So if you're going to get one book with those white margins, they are notorious because if you have a color margin and or some patterns or whatever, and there's a white stripe there, very close to the edge of the pages, you will notice it. You just complain to Lulu, and let's see what they do. They'll probably say that the fault is mine, not theirs, but they're not. Okay.
Well, it's only your fault.
I'll
It's your
try to
book.
discuss.
If they complain about another person's book,
I
it's
don't
not your
know.
fault.
That's why. Hello,
Hello,
Judd.
Judd.
Perhaps if someone else complains, they will. I don't know. Probably try to understand what's wrong.
No, they're not. No.
Well, maybe they will just give you a new book.
Yeah, as long as they don't charge it from us.
Probably not, but they'll give you a new book, but it will be exactly like the other one because they
It's
have a
going to be
problem.
printed in the same place. Yeah.
Unless they send you from somewhere else. Yeah.
But at least you can get 2 books by the price of 1.
Yeah, that may be worth it. Well, it's not really a problem. It's just a small. For me, it is because I'm a very boring person. White stripes on the edges.
You don't like white stripes. It's not your type of music.
No. White stripes.
There's a band called
Yeah.
I
know, but I'm not. I don't
dun, 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 7 Nations Army, blah blah blah. No. Now, what else we have to talk about? I can talk about the.
So Calvanoni wants to know if he should not order a new wife from Portugal.
I don't know if your wife is going to like that, but
yeah, probably not. But
I can try to get you one. I have some. I don't know. No. Yeah, I'm thinking about my. How am I gonna call it? My single friends. I'm gonna call them encalhadas. Well, I can call them encalhadas. Yeah.
Stuck. Not that kind of stuck.
Yeah. That nobody wants.
Well, if nobody wants it, probably doesn't want them either. Have you tried Eastern Europe? I think they were.
They are from. Well, I'm gonna make a bad taste joke and say that in Ukraine they are on sale now.
Yeah, probably.
Oh my god. But no, Portuguese women are really annoying.
They are white. You can.
Yeah, no, but they are making a war and blah blah blah.
Yeah. No, that's not selling them well. Yeah, that's true. Have you ever tried to?
No, you didn't allow me. You remember I tried to introduce someone to Luis, and you told me I couldn't. I tried to I thought about introducing a crazy friend of mine to one of his friends, but he didn't allow me because then we would have to. It would be fun if I just let the magic happen, but then I would have to deal with them, and it was like, no, we're not going to do that.
No, that would be kind of annoying. I don't think it would be a good idea. So
I'm gonna talk about the next thing I'm going to write. My adventure for Epoch is gonna take place in a sanatorium, so not for crazies. Yeah, exactly. That could be a good one. Yeah, that could be a good one. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm very good at it. The only single person. Most of the single persons I know, they are single for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's usually the case.
Yeah.
I never tried to do matchmaking. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm almost sure I never tried matchmaking, but go ahead.
Yeah. Talking about the sanitarium. Yeah, it's gonna be so the adventure is gonna take place in a sanitarium where people go to, get well, but they never get well, and it's gonna be full of weird things, and it's gonna be a sandbox like the other scenarios. So let's see if I can get more comfortable doing that, and I do something decent for a change. When I mean decent, it's no octopuses. By the way, I'm going to take a chance that you're online. I'm going to say that Miguel said that if there was not the word octopus, was not there, he was not going to publish the adventure. So I had to put it there.
I like octopus. This one is a little bit different from the others, and the next one also, because we already had the covers, and they were both black and white. So I did the layout in black and white. So I think this time, if they put the white stripes there,
nobody's gonna notice. Well, the vagina, my vagina is very small. My vagina is very small. It only has 20 pages.
Yeah, but anyways, that's not size doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If they're going to put there. Now Raven
Yeah,
arrived.
now Raven. You were talking about my vagina, so it's my vagina adventure.
Yeah, so
We are hoping that it might be. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't see the title of the adventure. I think.
So the adventure is going to be called Labia, the strange case of the cursed
Jed
vagina.
is asking what area is the new book set. I'm not sure which book isn't talking about, but okay, let's
talk
answer
about all of them.
all.
So Labia is for bastards. Goat Lady or Goat Feet Lady is going to be for bastards. And then the space is for space. And then I'm going to write Sanitarium, that's in Sanitarium, that's going to be for Epoch. And we may have in October, I'm going to make Miguel write an Halloween adventure.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to get inspiration from Ray Bradbury. So it will be probably a horror scenario where you play kids, teenagers. Something inspired by which is the one
Something Wicked This
Something Wicked This Way Comes. Yeah. So it will be probably called Something Wretched This Way Comes.
Yeah.
Because I like to be obvious.
Exactly.
If you are copying, you are going to say this is a copy. This is not plagiarism. We are
homage.
Yeah, it's an homage.
It's an homage.
An homage.
Yeah, Something Wretched This Way Comes. It's nice. It's going to be
even if it's not the title, it will be the subtitle. Something Wretched This Way Comes.
Oh, but coming back to my vagina, so that is actually a dungeon because I know some people that joined before. So yeah, yes, it is.
So you can. I don't like Shakespeare.
Well, I like Titus Andronicus. Isn't that the one that has that crazy film with Jessica Lange and Anthony Hopkins?
I think so.
I like the story because it has cannibalism and rape and all of nice things.
So okay.
Yeah,
it's Sanitarium.
It's Sanitarium. So it's gonna take place. Well, it's not gonna be. I'm gonna try to have because that's one of the good things about Wretched is I think.
Oh, okay. He meant the title, not the. Something Wicked.
Exactly. Yeah. I totally forgot about that, but yes.
I thought he was suggesting that we stole things from Shakespeare.
Well, everybody still steals from Shakespeare.
Yeah, everybody.
But yes, it is. That's why Ray Bradbury stole it. And Neil Gaiman stole Ray Bradbury.
That's right. If Bradbury stole the title, he can also steal the title because we're not stealing from him.
Exactly.
We're stealing from
the source. I was talking about in Sanitarium. So I'm going to try to have a historical part when I'm going to talk how the Sanitariums really worked. At that time, they were very famous in Europe. I think everybody knows that, more or less. There were ones that were for tuberculosis. There were other ones for crazy people.
Is it better?
I don't know what he's talking about. If he's talking about Sanitarium or my vagina.
There's
a delay.
There's kind of a delay, and then I don't know. Is it better? I don't remember anything. Well.
Yeah.
We'll explain it later.
Yeah, you need to explain it because we're not sure. Okay, yeah, this is going to be a mix. So it's not going to be a real sanitarium because, of course, it's not hunted. There's going to have people with tuberculosis, crazy woman suffering from hysteria, and probably...
so there's vaginas too.
Yes, there will be vaginas. And probably some people with syphilis, because at the time there were no penicillin.
Again, vaginas.
Exactly.
Also.
Yeah, well, but syphilitic there. And people basically go there. It's going to be inspired, not going to be very intellectual. I had this idea because of The Magic Mountain. That is a book by Thomas Mann that is very boring, but is actually interesting. Well, I liked it. It's very long. So
is there a movie?
I don't know if there's a movie. I need to check if there's a movie.
Even if there's a movie.
Yeah, it's probably. Well, Death in Venice is like 2 or 3 hours, right?
It's particularly boring, but it's a good movie.
Yeah, it's probably going to be pedophilia.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Maybe not even now. I was once by the door of a Portuguese asylum. It wasn't long ago, and the lunatics were always wandering
Yeah,
around
they were.
and
I
asking
used
for
to. I
cigarettes.
used to live nearby of that, so it was normal. It was not all the lunatics. So the lunatics that were functional, they were able to go out and they
The
would
cool
stop.
loonies could go
Exactly.
out.
Well, the functional loonies, they would stop at the. They stop people at the traffic lights, the cars, and people in the street, and ask them for a cigarette.
If that happened in the US, Jack Nicholson and the Chief wouldn't have that problem.
Yeah.
You could just go out and buy a donut and smoke some cigarettes. Yeah.
And it's going to be a bit of Cthulhu, of course. I'm not sure what I'm going to put there, but it's going to be, well, everything. Probably going to have a crazy doctor that is trying to do something like Frankenstein.
Dead roaches in the light and fixture. We had dead roaches in our previous gymnasium.
I didn't got that one. What is
The last mental hospital I visited in the last 5 years had several dead roaches in the fixtures.
No, I was thinking that. Did we have dead roaches? I never saw them.
Yeah, sometimes. Not in the lighting fixtures on the floor.
Yeah. I don't remember. I miss the dead roaches.
Not long ago there was one live, and then the next day she was dead. Well, it was dead.
Yeah, that's another idea I have on my judge. There's another idea.
Reform school. Yeah, Paul wanted to.
Yeah, Paul Kunkel also wanted to do that, so it's on my back to do. I want to do something for exploitation that has exploitation, but I also thinking about doing something as Paul Kunkel suggested it with naughty girls on Reform
I'm
School.
pretty sure.
So I'm going to put both of them together.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure people will be more interested in the.
I know, but I want the hex.
Yeah. Well,
I want the hex. I'm sorry. And now it's my scenario. It's actually going to be the villains. They are tormenting the naughty girls.
I bet that I can get very good pictures of hex from Midjourney.
Yeah.
It does very well.
Not naughty girls.
Well, also, but from there they aren't particularly naughty because we can't ask for each one.
The hex or the. Well, I like the hex.
Probably the school.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because Raven is the woman prison scenario. Did you watch the Jesus Franco films? He has a lot of films about women prisons.
Mm-hmm.
Highly recommended if you haven't seen them.
Yeah. The several versions.
There's some.
There's always a version with
the erotic version and the almost pornographic version.
And the horror version.
Yes.
Sometimes there are three versions. The artistic horror version, the erotic semi-artistic, sometimes not really, and then the porno version. Yeah. I think for the women in jail, there's always a school with some children. I can't remember.
Yeah.
In the woods. I don't think I saw that.
What?
Have you seen that? Bruce Campbell movie about an all-girls school.
In the Woods tells me something, but I'm not sure. We need to check it.
I can't remember. We saw a lot of Bruce Campbell movies a while ago, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'm not sure about that one. I think I should remember. I would remember that one if we see it.
Probably.
So we need to look.
So probably it's recent.
Yeah, it's probably recent.
Hail to the King, baby.
Yeah. I was going to talk about the weekend. Well, next year I'm going to stop writing scenarios. I'm going to try to do Reg Fables. So urban fantasy, well, I don't know if it's going to call Reg Fables because there's the graphic novel Fables, and I don't want people think I'm copying that, but it's going to be a urban fantasy game.
No, we are copying something else.
Yes, I'm copying something. Well, I'm not going to get what I'm copying. No, we're not copying Shakespeare. We're actually copying a Russian urban fantasy author. Well, just a little bit, but not really that much. Yeah, because funny thing, he has something on his books that is called.
Now you can say
there's something really interesting that he had on his books that is the Twilight. But then Coombs wrote something for.
Not the vampire.
No, not the Vampire Twilight. It's a bit like the Beyonds that Coombs came up with for Red Epoch, and I was like,
original, right?
Exactly. So it's the same thing, but it's going to have another name.
Okay, but it doesn't have to.
I don't know about the rest.
It could be Beyond anyway. It's a Ratchet game, so it could be the Beyond. Why not?
Yeah, it could be the Beyonds. It's going to be the Beyonds. But I'm saying that the other guy has the Twilight, but basically it's the same thing with a different name.
The Russian guy copied it from me.
Of course he did. Yeah, he traveled in time.
Yeah, of course. That was the reason. So, a urban fantasy game which is probably going to have some some interest because I can't do it, but you can, and people usually like that.
Yeah, that's a girly thing. Well, it's not a copy, it's an inspiration.
It's again an homage.
Exactly, an homage. Well, nobody knows about it anyway. If I didn't want to, no,
Maybe-
people should.
Maybe the Russians.
Yes, maybe the people should. I will show the book. I think maybe I haven't told this to Miguel, but maybe I'm going to start doing some videos talking about books, not role plays. If you allow me and if people
Sure, why not?
can do.
As long as I don't have to do any editing, that's
Yeah,
fine.
no. And I will talk about some of the books I like. And they're probably going to mention and that we are using as inspiration because there's no reason to hide it.
I don't think so. Well, there wasn't any problem until now. So
Yeah.
we have always,
We don't steal
Come
from
on,
woke
front.
authors.
at least that I know of, I will try to avoid that. We are not going to talk about anthropologists
No.
and all that.
Oh, and I'm gonna write. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about things that I'm gonna write because that way I really have to write them. I have a lot of ideas and not enough time. Now I'm fantasizing about quitting my day life job and living from being in poverty,
So if
doing
you
role playing games.
Unless if you guys want to leave your job, you can start buying a lot of stuff several times, and then we can.
Yeah, but I'm gonna write after space is done. I'm gonna write the Reg Bastard in Space.
Oh, I have an idea. You can start a Patreon. Nobody gives me money, but
Maybe they can give me money. Why?
You're a more interesting person than I am.
Yeah, well, okay, you're very boring.
So that's probably the reason. Well, you can try. Why not?
Yeah, well, I don't feel well asking money for people just for. Yeah, but you're not going to be able to keep up. We're not going to be able to keep up anyway. We did a lot of things this year because we had a lot of things that were already written that were not.
During last year, I had a lot of time to.
You were doing
write
the layouts. You were publishing by postmortem, so Green Jim was doing the layout. So basically, you were just writing.
Yes.
And we also converted. You converted the giallos.
Well, I could have written more. That's a shame. I didn't because I knew that they would take a long time to be published. If I had an inkling that I could learn how to do a layout, I would have written more. But okay, But I think it will be possible. What we'll probably have to do is I'm not sure if maybe smaller stuff. I think that that's probably the best way. When there's nothing else to publish from my backlog, I will just start publishing smaller stuff, and then we can just do an anthology of stuff. No, I don't really need to place.
Miguel
I'm
has a
having
problem.
fun.
Yeah, it's too much. So I think I already told this before, but he's used to work a lot being a journalist, so he can't take it slow.
No. Well, that's kind of a problem.
But since you're having fun with what you're doing, that's even worse.
Very unlike what happened before when I was a journalist. I worked almost every day, even when I wasn't there. I had to work at home, and it was extremely boring and badly paid. And no, the kitten is doing much better. She's not here, and
I'm trying to figure out where the kitten is. I can't not
probably sleeping.
Yeah, she was here in the beginning.
Yeah,
but she ran away.
But she's much better. She's playing.
She still has the burn, but it's also a lot better.
Yeah, it's not a good time to take pictures, but
she's
ugly.
Well, she used to be uglier. She's gonna be ugly in her childhood. Poor thing.
She won't have any memories of her childhood, so she can't take pictures. Well, we took a few.
Yeah, and even did some videos.
Well, I don't have many pictures from my childhood. I was also ugly, so, and it was the 70s.
Yeah, I have pictures, and they're awful. I look like a little fat boy because people used to cut my hair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Anybody can.
Yeah,
send
we take
something to
submissions for design because that's another thing. So for us to get published
Well,
design, we don't
actually,
really
not
have
just
time.
for
Yes, for
design,
anything.
for anything. If you want, if someone wants to, what?
Taking cell phone keyboards.
What? I think he has some problems with his keyboard himself. Yeah, well, she's better now.
Yeah, she's all happy. Well, she has diarrhea, but guess she eats a
But
lot.
that's because she eats too much.
Yeah, she eats too much, and she is stealing the food from the grown-ups.
Yeah.
And that's not very good for her.
Probably not.
But she's doing a lot better, and she's not gonna die.
No.
And I was scared. There was a little time there that I was, oh, she can have. Well, I still look like, well,
maybe it's good for you. At least you look like a boy, not an old man.
yeah, I was still people. My grandmother, she had this stupid idea that I had to cut my hair really short, and I was a fat girl. And of course, those were the 90s, so you could use. There were no ungendered so clothes. Just put on a t-shirt and some shorts. And there was a year when I was 10 that people keep confusing me with a boy, and that was really annoying. He was like, "You stupid, you stupid people."
When I had the
You look like a girl.
I didn't look like a girl, but I had the opposite problem. I had those stupid haircuts of the 70s, like Luke Skywalker. Yeah, I don't, that must have a name besides the Skywalker, but I'm going to call it the Skywalker. And people thought that I was younger than Skywalker. Of course, I was a kid, 7 years old maybe.
And Skywalker is older than you.
Yeah, he's like much older. So people sometimes thought that I was a girl, but I wasn't.
Yes, you were.
If it was now, I would probably identify it.
Well, but I'm probably gonna cut my hair again.
Not quite.
No. As a teen, I wanted to be a goth. No, but I was a fat goth. But I wasn't allowed to be a goth. No, oh no, you cannot paint your nails black. Oh no, you cannot be. You can do piercings or tattoos. No, I kind of thank my parents for that now. But I did when he met me. I was a bit of a freak.
Yeah,
I was still fat. Yeah, but
she was a fat freak. Feather there. That's that having those people.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
We don't want to talk about that.
Why not?
No, I'm kidding, because it's depressing. As a couple, it's like 10 years, but we've known each other for probably 5 more. I don't even know anymore.
She was very boring.
Yeah, and young.
And young. Not that young.
Not that young, yes. But I'm not going to say that you are slightly older. You are slightly older than me.
Yeah,
not very much.
That's why
Well, I actually have it. That's why I paint my hair.
I have more.
Of course you do. You're an old fart. But I'm probably going to cut my hair shorter one of these years.
Yeah, there's a picture of her.
Yeah.
Like I said, with a...
with the letter...
configuration.
Yeah, with the configuration, yeah.
Le Marchand box, and that's what I was trying to remember. Yeah, she's a Cenobite.
On my better days.
So we were talking about something. Okay, let's talk about the space again.
Yeah, we're talking about Bastards in Space. So I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna do. It was also just gonna be an adventure. I already thought about doing it even before we talked about space. I want to put the Bastards in Space, and we're actually going to play it. So let's hope it comes.
So Bastards in Space is something like.
They're gonna go through a portal. Well, it is a cliche. They're gonna go through a portal and end up in a spaceship or a space station. I'm not sure. So and then they're gonna go to Salt, but
like
that is
Fallout 3.
Yes. There's going to be a lot of other things, but then they're going to go to Salt, but that's going to be on our campaign, not official.
We can't steal from
exactly.
Belgium. You'll probably notice.
And yes, we have such sites to show you. I think I already told this, right? That the cursed sexual holocaust was actually my idea for the campaign.
Yeah.
I'm a lot worse than he is. And that is the funny thing, because people normally they have arguments with him
Yeah.
because they
No.
don't have can argue with me. I don't know. I'm a woman.
Yeah.
Although I'm a turf.
The sexual holocaust. Why not talk about that?
Let's
Probably
talk about sexual
we
holocaust
talked
again.
about it before, but we can talk about
It's
it.
better than talk about bleeding in the
We
books.
I wrote it, but then I gave it to her. So usually that's what happens. I don't have an editor, as you know. So
Yeah, even before I started writing adventures, I was
Yeah.
writing some bits. Then I was fooled into writing the Seven Bastards.
But
It
then
was
I
like, why
said,
don't you
"Oh,
write a little bit and
make
then I'll pick
make
it up?
this a little bit worse because I'm of course I don't care about censoring. I don't care about the woke. I don't care about anything like that. But with everything that's been happening uh, during the last years, I think that it's a bit difficult to fight that urge to censor yourself. I think that that thing has happened uh, with me. Even I'm fighting it, but
Yeah, it's gonna be Bastard in
Space
Space.
Bastards. Yeah.
Oh, the space will be Wretched Space.
Yeah. Wretched Space.
Yeah, the
I don't
scenario.
I'm not sure. I did a search a while ago for wretched things that were called wretched, and there were some, but not exactly.
The Bastard in Space is gonna be just an adventure, but you're still gonna look if the name exists or not.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, there were bastards as well.
Yeah, because there were things with bastards.
I
But
don't-
yeah, now it's a working title. Everything like the labia, that was actually labiae, and then we cannot have it
It
as.
turned into a working title this morning. It was replaced on time.
It hasn't been edited yet.
Not. I remembered something that I wanted to say. For now, I think that books bought on ebooks bought on Big Geek Emporium. If I upload a new version, I don't think the site warns you about it. Yeah, no, no pronouns, not really.
In space, nobody can hear your pronouns.
Yes, that's true. So if I upload something, it won't be probably, at least. I have talked about it on what's it called?
Guild,
Uh,
Gilded? Isn't
Gilded,
that?
yes.
Yeah.
In Gilded's in the Big Geek Gilded channel, and I think he's going to have that option that the site for now doesn't warn you if there's a new version, and I'm always updating things. So if I update it, I'm not sure what happens because there are. For me, I can see there are more than one file there. I'm not sure what happens if on the other side. I think probably it's the same thing, and you will have more than one file, and you can download the second one. You'll have to check it because I don't know. For now, I think there's at least postcards, Ratchet New Flash. I think I have uploaded one or two versions, maybe something else. I don't know. I can't remember. That's a useful thing that drive-through has. They warn if there's an option to warn people or not. I usually let it warn because it's if people want to download the new version, they can, and it's usually there are. For example, in this case, there were pages missing. So,
2 pages. It's not
it
that
wasn't
severe.
much, and of course, if you have the other games, those pages are mostly basically the same. Yeah, in all games. It's just how skills work here. But anyway, that's I wouldn't let the book stay like that. Now I can do some corrections and correct the typos and all that. So why not? Of course, with the printed books, that's a problem. I can.
That's why I'm gonna start putting the books on POD later now.
Yes. Well, from now on, because the later one.
Yes.
We have talked about it a while ago, and then some books came out, but those were already on print. So, but they were corrected anyway. So, of course, as I said before, and I'm going to keep on saying, I have no editor. I'm always the editor.
Yeah, and I'm an awful editor.
Well, we edit things. We can't be editors because
yeah,
we
we're
are
writing
editing
it.
our own stuff,
Yeah,
so that's
not.
ridiculous. And also, we aren't even native English speakers, so
And I'm a little bit dyslexic.
yeah.
In English, it's even worse.
And that obviously is a problem. I use Grammarly to correct stuff, but then
Grammarly corrects too much.
yeah, sometimes Grammarly corrects too much. I have found typos, well, not really typos, but things that it. Yeah, they aren't typos because they are correct, but they are, sometimes it alters the meaning of the phrases by putting. Yeah, sometimes I'm doing the correction, but there's so many things appearing on screen, so and it gets a bit distracting. But that's just that. Well, lately I've been sending PDFs to some fellows who don't mind giving them a look. That's 3 persons now. No, not really. I wouldn't try to do a posh accent.
Yeah, I'm gonna sound like Mr. Bean, but he doesn't speak. No.
Mr. Bean
Doesn't
speak
yeah,
at all.
doesn't speak at all.
Rowan Atkinson, yeah,
Yes.
does speak, but not Mr. Bean.
I prefer to talk like a pirate. Shiver my timbers. No, that's not. I'm awful with accents.
What I was saying. I'm not sure.
Blah 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 blah.
Well, I don't have an idea.
Yeah, exactly. That is.
So having no editor is a problem, and there will always be typos.
Well, everybody has typos.
That's true.
Yeah, professional companies
even professional
have typos.
Yes. I've seen many. Well, there's a Scurvy, not a book, not.
I don't think Miguel is going to want to do a pirate's book, so. And I don't want to do a pirate's book because it has boats.
Yeah, there's boats. Yeah, I have a problem with boats. I can. Not
you can't swim.
Yeah, but that's not the problem. I'm not afraid of boats. I have no problems with real boats, but I don't like to read about boats.
The rest about boats would be a challenge.
Yeah, very challenging, and I wouldn't like to. There are a couple of books I didn't read because.
Yeah, but you can have pirates on space.
Oh yeah, there will be pirates, of course. And lots of tables.
Yeah, I want to have let's make evil sodomite pirates.
Oh yeah, there was that.
Yeah. I suggested that.
I would like to show that, but we can't show it, so
yeah,
we can't share the screen. But there will be gay pirates, gay
buccaneers,
sadomasochist buccaneers. So
exactly.
my pirates are much are funny. Funny people.
Yeah, all pirates probably are a little bit sodomites. There are no women allowed in the boats. Yeah. That's in the Navy.
Yeah, the Navy also. I don't know.
Oh man, this is I was gonna. I don't think I was gonna say. Let's go back to.
We can make fun of the Navy. I think.
Yeah. Buccaneers and buggery. Exactly. B&B. I remember what I was going to say. About sexual holocaust that you sent me to me. You gave me the core to make it worse. I actually have. So my degree is on. I have no idea how to call it in English. It's biomedical sciences, and one of the things that I learned how to do. I don't do it professionally. Is autopsies and autopsies. Yes, I just do it for fun. Exactly. Autopsies and organs analysis. Normally seek cancerous organs.
But could be a nice title for a role play.
Yes, it could. Or for, I don't know, a burger joint or something like that. A sausage.
Not burgery.
A sausagery. Yes, I know. It's a sausage. But you can eat grilled sausages.
Yeah.
Hot dogs.
Knockwurst. So you were talking about.
Yeah. I was talking about. So I actually did. Yes, the discussing things.
Forensic.
Yes. But it wasn't just forensic pathologies because that wasn't a speciality of the of the degree, but I also do the normal pathology. So it allows me to do, if I worked on the area, on both things. So forensics for the dead people and for the people that do a biopsy, or the women they have to do the pap test. So we also analyze all that things, basically tissues. So I know a lot of, I've seen disgusting stuff. Let's just say it.
Coroner
Yeah.
medical examiner. So that's why there's a autopsy report on
Yeah.
sexual.
Well, it's not a very because I learned the terms in Portuguese, so it's a bit.
No, the autopsy report is
Yes.
copied from a real one.
Yes, it is, but I just add discussing
I
details.
just actually it's Elvis Presley's autopsy report.
Yeah, no. Well, I had a.
Oh yeah, it is. There's a character on the memorial who, well, I'm not sure if he boogers the corpses, but
It just fucks them. But I think it's the women. It's not.
well, why not?
Yeah.
You can.
No, but I had there was an autopsy room that had cats.
The guy who rips the corpses is the.
He's the pharmacy guy.
Yeah, the pharmacy.
He's our friend.
Yeah, he's a friend of ours. It's based on a friend of ours, inspired by a friend of ours.
I mean, there was another
Not
autopsy.
really friend.
There was another autopsy room in Portugal. Yeah.
The autopsy.
I remember that one. Yes.
Yeah. If I know insurance, yeah, that would be fun.
I think that's really stupid because there was that's why I didn't do a lot of autopsies during my internship. So there was another one that had they kept a turtle in the sink of the autopsy room. The guy that worked on the mortuary, he kept his pet turtle in the sink.
There's another character that's inspired.
Yeah, but not on that one. That's another guy.
No. Yeah. Mr. Nunez is based on a real person.
A guy that does that. It's not well, he's a technical. He is not a coroner, but he was discussing whenever he just pulls things out and it smelled like shit and blood everywhere.
I think I met him once when my grandfather died.
Probably because he used to go to it was the other hospital, but he went there to. He went there to do autopsies.
There was a fat guy there.
Yeah.
The guy in the.
All the guys that work on morgues are fat.
Yeah, well.
But it may be the same. Yeah. Well, that's why I decided that this glamorous life was not for me. So I just got a job around on a desk in a computer. It's not so disgusting.
No.
It is less tiring because it's very yes, and it pays better. Now it pays better. It didn't in the past.
So about space again. We are thinking about developing, well, not we, this is probably something I will do because she's doing some other stuff and yes, she'll have to work again, so next week. I'm thinking about developing that setting, which will be included, just a synopsis, a small amount of it, about the Wretched Legion. But since we are talking about this, maybe people can suggest something else.
But people are going to suggest something that you don't really want to do.
Well, I can sneak it in.
Yeah, well, we can have bugger space.
Yeah,
pirates.
Of course. No, space pirates and boogery. It must
and
be
leather. Okay.
I'm also thinking about doing a Ratchet New Flash expansion in their future, which is also our future, but more future. I mean, Ratchet New Flash. It's going to be the past of. It's the past of Ratchet Space. Yeah, the past of Ratchet Space, Ratchet Space, and the future of Ratchet New Flash. So it will have some not that far future, because I'm thinking about Ratchet Space as something in the far future. I don't know how far, but it's a space opera. So. John Carter, yes, yes, it's a possibility. Yeah. That's that could be a crossover with Epoch. Yes, if it was really John Carter. Yes, it could be. Well, it could be. It can't be John Carter, but it could. Yes, be I know. Something's close to that. Yeah, it can be John Carter because there's a more diffuse game, among other things. Uh, and since we
Yeah.
mentioned that, Motifus is one of those companies that
Yeah.
has as editors, but
And they don't
they're still
apologize, and they don't
typos.
do erratas, do
No,
they? Yeah, no.
I'm not sure. Maybe they do, but they don't update their files. Not as much as I do, anyway.
Yeah, they don't have to care about customer support.
Yeah, but they don't have to. They still set the wretched verse. Yeah, it's a wretched verse right now already, but we have to. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it was a shame. Well, maybe if someone picks it up later, it will have a new life. But I'm not really expecting that to happen.
Let's buy Mutant Chronicles. No, I'm kidding.
I would
Yeah,
love to.
let's buy Mutant Chronicles.
That's something I would love to. It's my favorite setting. I love that game, and I have to do something like Mutant Chronicles.
Yes, I said, let's buy Mutant Chronicles.
So let's
put my save.
that's another plan.
Let's ask your mother for money. She always wants to.
I don't think so. I'm not sure. Well, I don't know how much.
Yeah, you don't even know how much.
It's probably a lot.
Yes, I know. Of course, I'm joking.
Well, anyway, we are going to do our
a Ratchet
version.
Mutant Chronicles.
Yeah, a Ratchet Mutant Chronicles, which won't be called that, but it will be.
And they're not going to be the little well. I'm not going to call it whitewashing.
So I was thinking about since Mutant Chronicles is already it's Dieselpunk, so it should be it shouldn't be future, right? It should be past. Dieselpunk is post World War II or around that time. So yeah, Brotherhood, but we of course we can't call them that, but we can call them something else. So I'm thinking about an alternative history post World War II with
where the Germans won.
Where probably no one won because Ratchet Dieselpunk probably. Where probably everybody lost because something will have to happen, and it will have to involve the Beyond.
Yeah, so they broke a seal.
Yeah, they broke a seal.
And the demons appeared and destroy everything. That's the movie.
The movie is awful, but
the idea is good. The problem is,
and it looks like
Mutant Chronicles.
Of course.
Yes,
because it's supposed to be Mutant Chronicles. It doesn't look like the.
It looks like the 50s. Yes.
Yeah, but it has that feeling that
I like. The feeling that they had on Luna.
So it would be something like that feel, that look, but really in the past. Alternate history and demons. And I can't say that we are copying because it would be something different.
No, it's an inspiration. It's not a copy.
Yeah, so it's an inspiration. And actually, I think there is already something like that. It's called I can't remember. It's an Italian game, but I don't think it's.
It's from that guys that have the Malavita and the.
No, not those ones. It's something else. It's Cinerequi, I think. Without rest. I think that's the name. It has, I think, spiritual apocalypse.
Yeah, Judd has always great ideas.
Okay, so if you don't mind, explain us.
You can elaborate on that. You don't have to be here. Yeah, you can be on Discord if you want.
Yeah, I never played Private.
Let's stay. Let's
maybe
steal your ideas.
Perhaps I'm not sure, but perhaps I know that Private is a famous game. Perhaps that Italian game, that Cinerequi, is an inspiration on Private. I'm not sure. It's possible. I can read it, so it's in Italian. But I think that there are Nazis.
You can read it. You're just not going to understand it well enough.
Well, I can read it. Yes. Okay. There are Nazis there, and the rest, and there are the Allies also. So, but it's post World War II. So I'm not sure how long after, but it will be 10 years, maybe. I don't know. We'll think about that later, or I will think about it later. But it's one of the plans.
Yeah, there's a lot of plans.
That's
the problem.
So if there was um, time machine, I could stop this and okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to work on a few things now, and then I'll come back. Unfortunately, that's not possible, so I'll have to take some time. And right now, I can't go on with that. But
it's gonna be like writing, and then so we're not.
Even though the Mutant Chronicles thing, it was an idea I had before, so I think it's something that I want to work soon enough. As well as the superheroes.
That's probably going to be the next
or
one.
Vigilantes or something like that. An Elric game? No, I don't think so. Maybe something similar, but not an Elric game. But I don't think we are going to go that way now. We aren't. Well, there's no time.
Yeah.
We can't do everything, so I'll have to.
That's gonna be for the to-do list.
Yeah. There's there's a big to-do list that keeps getting new entries. Eventually,
The games will not do themselves.
it depends on how many entries get in there. If you are going to do them all or
well,
not.
it also depends because when we talked about Red Space, people shown a lot of interest. It's the same thing when we talked about the superheroes or Vigilantes games.
Yeah, that one was already an idea, and I guess a space opera with it's kind of an obligation. You have to do a space opera.
Yeah, you can prop out ideas. That's
nice.
That's we like ideas. The only problem is we can't do them all.
Yeah, that's cool. That's impossible. There's also an idea for a post-apocalyptic thing.
Yeah, like Fallout. We're very original.
Joe Coombs has already
wrote something, but it's probably going to be like more. Is it a setting or not a setting? A source book.
Yeah, probably. But a source book for what? I don't know.
It
could be exploitation because there are exploitation movies of the 70s.
That could be
70s and 80s.
And you want to do a Polizitae also?
Yeah, but that would be probably a scenario. So
there is the noir, and then there is the gangsters, and then there is one about Hollywood in the Golden Age.
Yeah, that would be a scenario also. Yeah. So those things are easier probably, at least to the layout and.
First, you have to write the layout.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Well, I'm gonna say it's the easy part. I don't do the layout, so
it's quicker at least.
And I'm gonna learn to do layouts.
You don't have to.
Yeah, no, I don't want to. I'm awful with those things.
Yeah, I don't mind. I have fun doing it. Just the only problem is that I can't do everything at once. So. Oh yeah, sitcoms and the bastards. Yeah, I think it could be a story game, I think.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about because I start having stupid ideas. Like, let's do a solo role-playing game. Let's do a card game.
No, I don't really.
Let's do a game for kids or a game where we play kids.
I don't like the concept of solo.
Yeah, I know, but people might like it.
But family game.
Yeah.
Well, she's going to do a game about to play kids. Right?
Yeah.
So
I may do a game to play kids. Well, you're gonna do a scenario for kids, but I was thinking about doing a game. I was thinking about doing a game for kids, but then the whole red thing happened, and there's no space for kids in that line. I would like to do something like with cards, like Cards Against Humanity, but without going woke. Yes.
Renting kids or rented bikes. Yes, maybe. Well, I think that kind of thing could be done even in Ratchet. They couldn't be so young.
But it could actually depend, because my idea was you can play kids.
I was already Ratchet when I was a kid.
Yeah, no, but you can play kids.
And not be a kid. Well, Ratchet Muppets is going to be this one. It's Pigs in Space.
Yeah, exactly.
Mythic emulator.
I don't know a lot about solo games, but I was thinking, why not? But if I want to do a solo game, I'll do a solo game, and you will edit it and shut the fuck up.
Of course.
But I would have first to see.
I'm just saying.
I know it's not your favorite.
First of all, I don't know how it works. I've never seen one, So, except those things that are meant
Choose your
to
own
be.
adventure.
Yeah. So I play those things. I like it, but it's not the same thing as playing. I don't know. I'm assuming it's not the same thing.
No, but what I was thinking with Ratchet Kids is that
You can keep on.
yeah.
We are going to do everything. No
One
problem.
day we're going to do everything. Well, there was a time when Miguel was worried that we might get out of ideas.
Yeah.
Well, what
apparently not.
talking about
Getting out of
Ratchet
time.
Kids. Yeah.
So I'm just waiting for the moment where AIs will do text as they do art, and then
you're gonna lose. Then people will create their own games.
Yes,
and,
of course. And then I can create all the games, but I can sell them. I just create them for myself. Well, I can, not me creating them, but the computer. I don't think so. I don't think that will happen. I tried.
No, that's not gonna
text
happen.
generator.
That's not gonna happen.
It's not too bad. It's maybe
the AIs don't have
kind
the originality of
not just that. No, sometimes it's very original. If you feed it a few lines, and then you can just put it there and press enter and expect what comes from there. It could be. I've used some ideas because it's weird, and so for getting some strange ideas, it's not bad. But
yeah, I tried it and I hated it. It was just stupid. Text. All the things were stupid. What was I going to say? What I was going to say about Ratchet Kids was, and stop interrupting me.
I'm talking to me or that?
I'm talking to you. Is that you can play Ratchet Kids on Bastards, on Epoch, on a lot of the eras. It doesn't have to be kids on bikes in the 80s or the 70s. There's a lot of space for Ratchet Kids actually in the older games, like the Little Arabs that worked for Sherlock Holmes, David Copperfield, and all those things. Well, that will be really kids doing Ratchet things and not a game for kids. So that was what I was thinking about.
Unless the kids are Ratchet.
Yeah, the kids are going to be, yeah, well.
There are Ratchet kids. As I was saying, I was a Ratchet kid. I watched the horror movies. I liked it.
Yeah, I didn't watch that much because I wasn't allowed.
Well, it would be an interesting thing to happen, and then she could. Her job would be.
Yeah, well, I'm not complaining about my job because finally I have a very well-paid job.
Not as well paid as being the CEO.
Yes. Well, I don't think I'm going to be CEO of the. Bye, Carl.
Bye.
Get back on Facebook.
If they allow you.
Yes.
Of course. Well, we can always set up a new account with another email. Well, we are going to stay here longer, so probably going to say bye also.
Yeah. Thank you for joining, and we'll probably do this again next week, and I can complain about getting back to work.
Yeah, that will be
a team.
And
you can say how many. Yeah, after we can do this after the goat lady goes out. So maybe next Wednesday, or next Thursday. So
I think so. I think I'm going to start doing the layout for space, but I'm going to take longer for this one, so it will be interrupted for the goat lady, which will be also smaller. So we won't say goodbye. We're going to say see you soon.
Até logo.
Hasta luego. You can say hasta luego.
Yeah.
It's Spanish, but I don't know. You probably understand that. Not até logo.
Até logo. Adeus. Adeusinho.
Adeusinho.
Beijinhos à família.
Okay. Beijinhos à família.
It's a good one.
We can start
using Portuguese sentences.
Since we can't come up with cool things like
beijinhos à família.
like surprise, motherfucker!
Yeah.
So I can come up with that. So I'm going to use stupid things in Portuguese. So you're going to Portugal? Yeah, Portuguese. So our goodbye will be
beijinhos à família.
Now we have to come up with a.
To start, we'll do that.
Olá, amiguinhos.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I'm laughing in Portuguese. Olá, amiguinhos. Yeah. That's
That
a good
means
one.
hello, little friends.
In Beijing's a Familia, it's little kisses to the family.
Kiss. It sounds good.
Yeah, Portuguese like to use the little this and little that. Yeah.
Stay wretched. Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
You're getting silly.
Yeah, Beijing's a Familia.
Beijinhos à família.
We sound like Russian.
Bye
Probably.
bye. Probably. You can tell it that later. Next time.
Yeah.
Till next time in Beijing.
Yes, the British.